Hey everyone, this is Momentary Flux. Welcome back to Factorio Minimalist Factory with Bob's Mods. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? Bob's Mods. We're just getting started. We got the basics going. Got some iron production. We got some copper going, coal. So what we're going to do this time, I think, was we're going to work on getting electricity going. I've got a few things already. I've got 15 boilers. I've got 5 steam engines. Let's make some more steam engines. We're going to need some burner inserters to load coal. We're going to need some transport belts. We're going to need some miners. So let's get to it. We need some more coal apparently too. So let's run up and get some more coal. Pick up some copper on the way. Where are we? There we are. Alright, how are you doing? Okay, it's got some fuel. Don't need to refuel that one right away. I should be swimming in coal here pretty quick. Yeah. So we won't. That shouldn't be a problem. Coal with 6 burner miners. That should be more than enough. Do need a few pieces of wood though for some boxes. All right. Let's just fill these. Let's fill this one up. I already used it all up. One of the things that Bob's Mods does, I think it's Bob's Mods, is it increases the capacity of all of the drills and stuff from, I think not the drills, is it the drills? Well, these things to 200 instead of the normal 50. Let's just add some wood to this. Okay. Oh, there's the other coal. I was wondering where it went. Okay. So what do we need? Okay, we got our boilers. We've got a couple more pumps. A couple electric drills for coal to feed the boilers. We're gonna need, how many we got here? We got 10. So we can make 5 more for now. Yeah, let's make 5 more. So that'll be 15 steam engines off 15 boilers, which is, we'll be able to add a few more steam engines to that without swamping it. Okay. I just need some more iron. Always more iron. Early game, iron is just what you need. It's kind of interesting because in the later game, I've noticed in Bob's Mods that iron really isn't that big a deal. You don't really go through that much iron. Comparatively speaking, copper seems to be the real thing. Like in vanilla, copper kind of comes on par with iron, but in Bob's Mods, iron is very reduced resource. Petroleum gas is kind of the same way. You barely need it for anything. You need it for producing plastic, I think. But otherwise, yeah, petroleum gas, which is kind of the primary thing for oil products. In vanilla, you don't really need very much of it. You need like a bunch of other stuff instead, Okay, so this should give us enough iron to get burner inserters, so we need 15 of those. So 15 burner inserters, we've got 2 drills, we've got I guess I made 20 steam engines. I didn't notice there were some in the in my inventory rather than on the tool belt. Okay, so we're gonna need 5 more burner inserters since we have more of those. Alright, we got some power poles. Let's make a couple more power poles. And then we'll start making some, we're going to need a lot of transport belts. Alright. So let's make some of those and let's head up to coal. And let's kind of plan out where we're going to put these steam engines. Okay, so we got water. I'm thinking maybe the steam engines will come along here. And I'm thinking later on that I'll remove the steam engines from this area, and maybe this will be a good place for a rail yard, for the train station. I'm thinking maybe of doing my initial build over here, or possibly vertically here, or yeah, maybe some. I think this might work out if we did some. Maybe put the furnace columns here, like a mini bus going this way. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But I definitely, this is a minimalist playthrough. I'm going to make a small factory that's very efficient. But to get to the point where I've got bots and that kind of thing that make that possible, I'm going to need to make a bit of a bus system. I'm not going to make like a 4 lanes per resource bus. I'm going to make 1 lane, and we're going to keep it to a minimum in the spirit of this playthrough. Okay. So we got some coal. Let's go up here and get electricity going. Really appreciate this mod too that lets you walk through the trees without getting stuck all the time. That's one of my biggest annoyances. It's having to chop your way through the forest. Okay, so let's see how big this water hole is here. This should be big enough, I think, to support the pumps that I need. So let's see here. I need 1 flat spot. Alright, good enough. Need some pipes. Oh shoot, I need some iron. We'll set up what I can, then we'll come back and we'll hook up the water in a little bit. I'm thinking I want to go vertical on the steam engines so that I just don't, yeah, I think it's a better idea to go vertical here. I'm still going to have quite a ways to go with the coal, to bring the coal over here. That's going to require a lot of tree chopping, unfortunately. So let's see here. We'll leave a little gap for walking through. Then we're going to set up our steam engines. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll leave a little space. 2, 3, 4, 5. A little more space. I'm leaving a space so that I can put some underground pipes, and so that we can pass through this area if we need to. We don't get stuck going all the way around. Alright, how many more steam engines do I have? Okay, so 10 more. I'm going to have to cut a swath through here, make room. Plus all this messing around, it gives time for the iron to build up and things to sort of work. Sometimes I find myself sitting by the furnaces waiting for things to smelt. But this will give it time to build up a supply and be able to just continue on. Alright, oh good, look at that. And oh, a clearing. I lucked out. Hopefully there aren't biters just off the map that are going to attack my steam engines first thing. I think with the big starting area instead of the medium, it's going to take care of that. So 5, 1, 2, there's 1 more gap. Okay, that's 20 steam engines. That should be... This power, hopefully, is going to... this hopefully will be enough power to bring me through to solar. I may end up having to build one more column of steam engines before I can switch fully to solar, but we'll see. Alright, so actually I need to back this one off a little bit. I'm like, why is that taking so... Oh yeah, beginning pickaxe. Okay, so coal coming in, and the coal is way over there. So it's gonna have to chop our way through the forest here. everyone's favorite part of a Factorio video, right? Watching the player chop through trees. Alright, well. How does it look? Oh my gosh. I'm wondering maybe I should come up the other side. Yeah, we just gotta suck it up. Chop them down. Alright, well, I need more iron anyway. I'm out of... If we just do that incrementally, we can get things started before that by just dumping some coal into the boilers manually. Alright, let's grab some coal, go down and feed the iron. Alright, yeah, we're really getting coal now. Shouldn't be a problem. Once I can once I can drop full stacks of coal on there, it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to run back and forth nearly as often. Alright, so let's see here. Coal. Put things up. How are you doing? Alright. How much iron do we have? Okay, that should be good. So, first things first, let's make some underground pipes. So we'll finish that off. I think about 10 should be enough. And a couple regular pipes. And okay, we've got a couple of drills already, so let's just make a bunch. I think I'm just going to dump everything into, yeah, dump everything else into making belts. A couple extra to carry with me. Alright, in case I need it for whatever. We'll chop some more trees down. We'll get the coal started. Alright. Line that up so that we don't mine. What is this? Nickel, yeah. Twice in a row. Good job. Okay. Let's wait on those guys. I guess we can start chopping some trees. So this is going to come up through here. So once we get this started, we can get our we can build a lab and get our tech started and start down the automation road and actually get things rolling. I wouldn't say this is my fastest start ever by any means, but at least, you know, we're only 28 minutes in. It's not a speed run. All right, we got some belts going now. This way. Oops, wrong way. Chop, chop, chop. I tend to have to drop the lower trees below the belts because I can't ever see the belts, and I tend to miss spots if I can't see them. Also it makes a good place for power poles to be strung along if you need to, which I will, because we need to power up the drills and all of that. feeling I'm going to run out of belts. This is a pretty long way to go for the initial coal to the steam engines. But at least once we get it done, and hopefully we won't have to chop quite so many trees. Let's get this one too. There's the sign that we are needing to build new pickaxes. Let's build 2 more. Try not to build too many because I want to get to steel, and I just tend to forget that those are littering my inventory for a really long time. I like to use them up if possible. The regular pickaxes, that is. Okay. Yep, we're almost out of belts. Gonna have to make another run for iron. Alright, how are we doing? For me, we still a little ways to go. A little ways to the right. Oh, there it is. Still got 17 belts. I think we might be able to connect. That'd be nice. Oops. One more tree here. Alright, I can see the belt over there. We need to connect to. Yeah, I'm getting a big supply of wood here. That's one nice thing about having some trees when you're playing Bob's Mods is because I think I was saying earlier that those beginning circuit cards require a lot of wood. You have to build, you have to make some, what is it, resin and some wooden boards to serve as the backings for the circuit cards. So either you have to build greenhouses, and so you have like an endless supply of wood, or in this one I'd like to try to sort of, you know, keep that to a minimum if possible, because I have had some large tree farms in my previous game, but I think you can eventually make synthetic wood out of red oil, out of heavy oil. Oh damn, of course. I've almost had enough. Anyway, yeah, you can make synthetic wood out of heavy oil, which takes a lot of the burden off having to have wood. So then in the end, I think you only really need wood for resin. And you do need quite a bit of resin, but I mean, when you're building outposts and stuff, you tend to collect a lot of wood, thousands and thousands of wood. So I'm going to see how much, you know, again, in the spirit of minimalism, we're only going to do sort of like what's necessary. And I don't mean that like that I'm not going to scale things up to make a big, like a fast factory that has a lot of capacity. I just mean that, you know, I'm not going to build in excess where it's not needed. I always think of one example of what I'm talking about is like engines. I've seen a lot of playthroughs where people build columns of assemblers that build engines. And you know, I honestly don't see really any reason to have 40 assemblers building engines when you can have 3 assemblers building engines and just, you know, stockpiling them in a box, so that when you actually do need that capacity, that it just pulls from the box. And so you're just continually, you know, your factory is continually working rather than idling 95% of the time and then having these giant spurts of productivity when you need something. I would rather have something that just, you know, keeps working all the time. So that's what I'm aiming for here. Let's see here. We need to feed these guys. Let's pick up some more copper. I hope that's making sense, and I think later on it's going to be a little more clear what I'm aiming for with this playthrough. All right, so we got lots of iron. We need some more belts. We're going to need some... definitely going to need some more power poles because we got to string power everywhere. And we're going to need a lab. Once we get power up and running, might as well make a few more drills. So we'll get those all queued up. And let's start. Might as well bring this power over here. All right, we can connect now that we have our belts. Continue on with the power. Oh, I see a gap there. Or maybe not. It's just trees. Let's cut them out of the way so we can see. Where is that? Okay. That's the base of it. Here we go. All right, and continue on with the power. Okay. And connected. Okay, so I think we're connected to the drills, so all we really need to do here is drop in a couple of... Oh, these have already been... these have been preloaded. I forget the name of that mod, but whatever that mod is that loads up, loads things up. Are we running? We're not running. Oh, duh. Water. That's kind of important. All right. And also we're gonna need some burner inserters along those. Once they run out of that initial 5 coal, hopefully the coal will have made it along that long belt by then. Oh, yeah, we got power. Woo, power, power. All right. So we got power. We have a lab. Suppose I should make 10 red science to get automation. Once we get automation, then we can build a little system to sort of automate the red science. The very beginning red science. Where's my burner inserters here? I can't tell if that's... No, it looks like that's not. Alright. Okay, so coal's coming along here, then we should be good. That should be enough. So we got 2. We got some more drills. I'm going to boost that up. Nothing worse than running out of coal for your power plant at the worst inopportune moment. Okay, let's see here. We need to power up the other side. All right, let's add some more drills. I think this will definitely be enough to keep things going for a bit. All right, so more power. Let's get power. Where's a good path for power to go? This is, I might have to add here too that I think, you know, this whole complex that I'm building here at the start, it's all going to get scrapped. There will be nothing left of this original factory at some point. It's all going to be built somewhere. I'm not sure if it'll be over here, which might be convenient because oil, you know, there is a lot of stuff that uses oil and oil byproducts. I'm not sure. Maybe you know, once I get some radars up and find out what's out there and do some exploring, I'm not sure, you know, if I'm going to build a train station over here or build it over here. I guess it just sort of depends on what resources are out there in the map. All right, so back to it. Let's get power going down to iron. And let's go around. Let's go around lead. So I think for now I do definitely need to continue to feed these burner drills and this first set of iron producing furnaces. until no autosave took until we get some real furnace columns going. Okay, let's just drop this guy here. Got 10 science, so that'll get us automation. In the meantime, I suppose I can set up a small, or once I get automation, then I can build some assemblers, and we can just start automating things a little bit. But unfortunately, that's it for this episode. I want to say thanks again for checking out this playthrough, and if you liked it, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you want to continue watching. And if you have any comments or suggestions, I'd be happy to discuss. So thanks a lot. We'll see you in a bit. See you next time.